Get off my lawn. Don't turn around in my driveway. And don't drive slow if you're in the left lane. Scooby-Doo-bop-bop-a-deep-a-doop-bop-bop. Surrounded by brilliance.
All right, welcome back, Internet. What's up? Welcome to another episode of the Surrounded by Brilliance podcast. I'm your host, founder, all things awesome, Josh Will. If it's your first time, maybe it's your last time listening to this podcast, you'll find out. I'm going to fill you in on what this podcast is all about. So this podcast was created to bring together like-minded people who don't get offended by much and who are annoyed by many things. It's a podcast where some humor, some levity, and a little bit of serious discussion will give you a glimpse into the inner working of my brain, as well as my guest's brain. I myself am a self-proclaimed get off my lawn guy, and you'll hear a lot about that. You'll also hear some funny stories, some interesting opinions, and a lot of grumpiness, and a whole lot more from some really interesting people and some not so interesting people. So my guests today, they're frequent flyers. They've been on the podcast before. It's Jason Stechschulte and Stech Hensel. Because they've been on the podcast before, I'm not going to give them the grandiose intros that I typically would. And if you hear that very annoying feedback, it's Stech Hensel's computer, so blame him. I kid. Anyways, Jason, Eric, and I all played football together at Tri-State University, now known as Trine University. So we were ballers. Here's a little bit about Jason. Jason was a member of the 1998 Lyman News High School Football Dream Team with yours truly. He graduated from Trine, as did Eric, as did I. Stech was also a football All-American at Tri-State and a Hall of Fame inductee. He is a father of 4 very active children and husband to an amazing wife. Eric is a teacher and high school football coach here in the state up north. He and his wife, Laura, have been married for over 19 years, and they have 2 children, Olivia and Lincoln. He also, like I said, is a proud alumnus of Tri-State University. Again, all 3 of us are OGs. We're Tri-State graduates, not Trine graduates. So Eric, unfortunately, is a proud Detroit Lions fan. Stech and I, double unfortunately, are Cincinnati Bengals fans.
Double.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Very good. How are you, Josh?
I'm good. I think that's the first time anyone's ever asked that question back. Thank you.
I know how Eric's doing after that game, so I don't have to ask him.
What game? Which one? Because they both were bad.
The game.
Oh, the game? I expected that to go. We were texting back and forth. I knew how that was going to go.
What's that? OH?
OH?
I don't know. I don't know how to spell.
Oh, yeah! Never mind the fact that over the last 20 years, Ohio State has just owned Michigan, but because they won 4 in a row, whoop-de-doo. So, anyways. So what's going on? Jason Stechschulte, you go first. What's currently going on in your life that, I know that we have a little text thread, but what might be of interest to the people at home that's currently going on in your life with you and your family, or whatever it may be?
Sure. So we've transitioned to basketball season, so the kids are out of the fall sports. So Madeline's in college. She's a few games into her season at Otterbein. Adrian, he's down at Miami. He's transitioning into winter indoor track, so he'll run like the 800 and 1500. And then Cam, he broke his foot in the state cross-country race. He still ran a good race, but he broke it, so he got out of his boot today. So hopefully he's at basketball right now, and Emmy's playing basketball too. So we got lots of basketball going on.
Lots of activities. He broke his foot running cross-country. How does that happen?
So stress fracture in the 4th metatarsal, so the one next to your pinky toe. Literally, there was 120 meters to go. He hit the concrete with like his last step before you get on the turf to finish, and it just hit wrong, and he finished, but he went down after he finished the race and wasn't feeling too well. So he's been in a boot since till today.
Key phrase: he finished. So,
finished. That's right.
Cam, if you're listening to this, myself and Eric had the expectation that you needed to win the whole damn thing because we were hoping to meet up with your dad that day because we went to a football game and tailgated at Shrine. But he couldn't come because he had to come watch you. But you didn't win it. So what the hell, Cam? I kid. All right. Seriously, Cam, I'm kidding. That's pretty awesome that you made it to the state cross country meet. So bravo.
He's
You
got
obviously.
two more years. So we'll see about the next 2 years.
All right. Well, let's try to win it next year. What about you, Eric Hensel? What's currently the latest and greatest from the Hensel household?
Not a whole lot of great. Just completed our football season about a month ago. Wasn't the greatest season individually. My son was a junior, had a great year. Ended up being first team all league as a running back. Ended up leading the league in rushing, so that was one kind of a silver lining. My daughter's in early college, so she's working all the time and going to school, and then she'll transfer to a 4-year at the end of this calendar school year. So other than that, man, just came off a week break, which was great. And then we got 3 more before we hit Christmas break. So I'm back. I counted down to get to this break, and now I'm counting down already today. I'm already counting. I already got 1 off, so we've got 19 more, 14 more school days. And I'm off for 2 weeks.
So you're like the detail in which you're counting down. I have to ask, how are you going to do that for another 9 years?
I don't know, Josh, and I don't want to think about that. That's very depressing.
Sorry. Well,
I don't know. Yeah, let's just take it. Hey, let's take it one play at a time.
There you go. And look, I think I'm with you. Stech's probably the guy who loves what he does and will work there until he's like 95. But I was saying it before. Look, I'm tired of freaking working, so I'm with you, man. Like we got to come up with some type of invention that just makes us instant millionaires.
We got to make this podcast pop so we can all just be on it and you can pay us to be guests.
Wow.
We'll be like Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show, except way less douchey.
Okay. We'll work on that.
I thought Eric was going to go. He was going to do Locks of Love with his beard. Maybe that'll be a big seller.
No.
Well, shout out to Lincoln for the all-conference nod. That's awesome. And your daughter, so she's doing the first 2 years of community college, that type of thing?
So she started taking college classes in high school. And then this year she has to take like 1 class through the high school, but she already graduated.
Yeah.
She's taking all her other classes at a community college. And then, so she'll be a sophomore. She'll go and do her first year of a 4-year as a junior. 2 years at a 4-year, and she'll be done, get her bachelor's.
Okay, that's awesome. Oh, and FYI, I'm sure you guys are looking at the screen thinking, boy, this is really fuzzy and it looks shitty. It kind of looks that way when you're recording, but it comes out better post-production. So it'll get fixed. So it's mostly Stech. You're very blurry on my screen, Stech, but
I was just amazed that Eric's daughter is that far along with college, considering his academic prowess. So it must take it from the mother's side.
Wow. Boop.
I did take a little longer than most, but
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I didn't go for 7, but
They're called doctors.
close.
Yeah, because
I probably went to school. I probably went to school longer than both of you.
Well,
And I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know. I don't remember this. Obviously, when did you actually graduate then?
The year after you guys, and then I had to take a 2-year master course after I started teaching. So I went to school for technically 7 years. And then I had to go back and get more classes to get recertified and get my next raise on because that's how teaching salaries work. So yeah, technically I've probably gone to school for 8 years. And then I've been in school since I was like 5, so.
You're a master of education. Yeah, you love school so much that you decided to make it your career. Nice work.
I don't know if that was good or not.
Well, I was going to talk about the game this past Saturday, but we real quickly, thoughts on the game. Go ahead first, Eric. on the Ohio State Michigan game? I mean, we were all texting, but let the people at home know your thoughts.
My thoughts. I thought if Michigan needed to score touchdowns earlier than field goals, they would have had a better chance. I don't know why we're running cover 2 when you got Jeremiah Smith on the wide side of the field. At the end of it, the talent and the coaching, I think, at Ohio State was just a little bit better. Michigan kind of wore out there in the fourth quarter. Ohio State started to run the football. I think I don't know if it's hard to know, but did they hold Bryce Underwood back, or is that just what he's capable of? I would have thought there would have been some more stuff he could have done running the football, either designed or scrambling. And then they didn't really throw the ball down the field at all. Like, I think once or twice they took shots. They got a PI, and then it was you could kind of tell at half, like, this isn't going well at all. Ohio State should win the game. I think they were the better team.
Well, so I only have one comment to one thing you said. The whole, it's hard to tell if they're holding Bryce Underwood back. I think you can make the argument that it's one of two things. Either he's just not capable, or he doesn't have the right coaches, because he was like that all year. I mean, every game you watch him play, you're like, okay, is this the game they're going to finally, like, open it up and let him do his thing? And he never did. So.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I mean, coming out of high school, I was able to watch him play a couple times. He's a very freakish athlete, and I thought he was going to be really good. But, like, did he struggle in practice, and that's not why they limited what he could do? Did they think what they were going to do was going to be effective? I mean, that first drive, it was like they seemed like they had found something. And Marshall getting hurt didn't help, even though he came back and played. And not having Haynes. But Michigan wins because they have dominant offense and defensive lines, and I just don't think they're that dominant this year.
Yeah. Stechschulte, Mr. Stech, what's your thoughts?
Well, first off, I like to watch defensive football. You guys probably know that. So I like watching the Buckeyes this year because Caleb Downs is the best defensive player out there, and they have a few other guys, Stiles and Reese, that are all over the field. So I think they were able to put the clamps down on what Michigan wanted to do. I know I texted you guys, but it took Ryan Day 5 years to get the drive he wanted. That was the 19-play, run it every time, run it down their throat drive. He tried it last year. It didn't work out so well. And the year before, it didn't work out so well. But I think he had the line to do it. And when you have 3 healthy running backs like Ohio State versus Michigan, who was using their third-string back, that changes the game a little bit as well. So the play of the game, though, was made by Brutus in the end zone when he did script Ohio and then X'd out the M. Play of the game, get that guy a scholarship.
Well, he probably already has a scholarship, 1. And 2, that thing is it's blowing up. It continues to go viral. I already saw people selling merch with it. Like, literally, there's just merch everywhere of there's shirts, there's wall canvases, it's everything. So, brilliant. That guy should get a cut of it.
It just goes to show you that Michigan fans are much nicer than Ohio State fans, because if that happened at Ohio State, I'm pretty sure the Wolverine would have been strung up on the goalpost, and people probably would have been removed from the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you're hoping to run for governor of Ohio at some point, so you're trying to be a little more PC or something, but no. Michigan fans are not more polite or have more. No, you're wrong, Stech. I'll just say it.
Josh,
it all starts with being a board of trustees and goes into being, a higher level of politics. So
he's like, I gotta play this right. Let me sit on this fence and be neutral and say, bravo to Michigan, bravo to Ohio State. I don't want to show any favoritism.
No, I'm favored all up, right?
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. You could unload, because there's so many. Look, there's irrational fans on both sides, right? Any fan base has irrational fans, but I just extremely dislike. I'm not going to use the H word. I just extremely dislike the team up north, and I even live in this state. So, yeah, I won't ever give them any credit. ever.
So Josh, you'll remember this. Eric probably won't. But when we were in college, when Ohio State made the run, remember Chris Gamble against Penn State? He had the pick that sealed the game for Ohio State against Penn State, and then they won the national championship. We were on bye week that week, so I actually went to the game with my uncle. And that was probably my first experience of an Ohio State, like, in conference game. I went when they played Toledo or Akron, but we sat basically right above the Penn State fans, and I got to witness the Ohio State fans for the entirety of the game spitting on Penn State fans, dumping drinks on Penn State fans, and basically like instigating them to do anything because they were going to bum rush them. So that's where I learned Ohio State fans are not nice.
They're just committed. They are committed. Well, we don't need to talk anymore about the Buckeyes. Hopefully they're prepping for Indiana. I think that's going to be a good game, because as much as you might like to dislike him, Cignetti has got a huge set of balls, and he loves to tell everyone about it, right? He's just like,
look him up on Google.
Google him, baby. Hensel, Eric,
I watched Indiana play a couple. What's that?
Do you like Cignetti?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, It's not like he's out there saying things that anyone else wouldn't say, and he did sign the extension to stay at the place where no one else wanted to go, while these other guys are just running off to the money and to the big programs where they think they can win a national championship or propel themselves to the NFL. So the guy was like, I like it here. When I'm winning here, I'm going to stay here.
Well, they gave him maybe $6 million.
Years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he got paid to stay.
It's not like he went to Indiana. When's the last time Indiana had a 10-win? I think this was their first 10-win.
Last year. They were in the playoff last year, remember?
Prior to when he got there. When was the last time that they were like a 10, 11-win team? I can't remember. Not in my lifetime do I remember that.
Lee Corso, maybe? Lee Corso used to coach them?
Probably did. But they've always been like a 6-6, 7-5. And for them to be doing what they're doing, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We'll see. It'll be a hype game, man, because what is that going to be, 1 versus 3? Or wait, A&M lost, so it's probably 1 versus 2.
1 versus 2.
I don't really pay attention to the rankings that much. It always seems to change right into the end. So, but
there's a lot of talk about, does it really matter who wins it? Because they're both going to be able to go into the playoff. But I mean, it matters. You got to win that. You want to win the Big Ten, but so
yeah, point of pride.
Yeah. All right, gents. I've got a bunch of questions that I want to ask. Some different questions, but before we get to those, the foundational piece of this podcast is it's to show and give a glimmer of everyone's grumpiness. So, I'm not going to ask you guys what the phrase "get off my lawn" means to you, because I've already asked you on other podcasts. So we're going to go straight to it, and I'm going to first ask Mr. Eric Hensel to share with us his "get off my lawn" moment for this episode of the Surrounded by Brilliance podcast.
All right, my get off the lawn moment. It's happened quite a few times, but I think it was this weekend. So I'm not mad at the people that do this, but lotto ticket buyers and like the daily 3, the daily 4, that's awesome that you want to do that. Cool. Do that at a party store. Don't do that at a gas station when there's 10 people in line that had to go in to pay for their gas, and you are picking, I need a number 4. Give me 2 22s. Give me 3 of those 30s, and then you need all these other little, and then you think, oh, they're good. No, they got to turn all their other winners in. And can you check this one just in case? And they're up there for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I just wanted to buy my Snickers bar and get my gas and get out of there. Go to a party store, man. So when you can look, go ahead, man. Go ahead, get in front of me. Nope. So that was like, and it seems like it happens every single time I go in. I'm like, just don't pay at the pump, get out. And every time I go in, so it's mostly my fault, because I go in and there's a guy, he's 73, and he's buying 25 lotto tickets, and he's returning a bunch of crap. And I'm like, and I'm always in a hurry too, like either going to work or I got to be somewhere. Never fails. So stop buying an abundance of lottery tickets at a gas station. Go to your local party store.
Well, let me before I ask you to make it into a positive, let me ask this question or make this statement. You said that you're not mad at those people. You can do you and buy those. But then you proceeded to basically give every reason as to why you don't like those people. I mean,
yeah, well, because you're making us all wait while you knew the intention, you knew how long this was going to take. If you have a little sense of awareness, look behind you. Look behind you. There's 8 people in line. Maybe let them go. That's why you go to the party store. There's not a lot of people at a party store.
So right? You don't like those people. I need you to say it. I need you to say it.
I don't like you people. I don't like you at all. Stay out of the gas station line. People are there for gas and a candy bar or a 6-pack of beer or a pack of cigarettes. Like, we don't need a 20-minute lotto lineup. And it happens every time, usually on a Sunday.
I think I believe that you can purchase a lot of lotto tickets online too, so you don't even have to go there. I know there's I always get these in my spam folder. I'll check it occasionally, and I get these advertisements from like MichiganLotto.com. So maybe they should check that out.
How do you make it? Next time I'll be like, hey, there's this website, and I'll direct them to it.
So what positive can you take from that, Eric?
There's 0 positives out of that, Josh, other than learning how to be a patient person.
Well, that's a positive. The other positive could be maybe it's a lesson in, because you said it, you're always in a rush. Maybe it's a lesson to maybe leave a little earlier and just have some patience.
It pissed me off because it happened Sunday. So I get a call, a text message at like 10 a.m. Hey, man, you want to go to the Lions game? I just got 2 tickets. I can't use them. You can have them. I'm like, yeah, I want to go. But, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get to Ford Field. And then probably like another 15, 20 minutes to find a parking spot. So take a shower, grab my kid. We're going. Got to get gas. I'm going to be smart and efficient and use my Walmart, loyalty points so I can get a few cents off of my gas. And I walk in, 3 guys in front of me. I'm like, all right, this won't be too bad. And there he is, lottoing up. And I'm like, my son's like, hey, can I just get a Gatorade or something? I'm like, yeah, we'll just go in real quick. So we were in a rush, didn't have a chance to pack a cooler and do all that stuff. And I walked in the Ford Field at 1:01. So made it.
I don't think we got any pictures from you from that game, or did we?
Not a big picture at live events guy. I'm more of an enjoy it.
No, but you sent pictures when you guys went a couple weeks ago. You sent a picture to our group thread.
That was probably that. That would have been 8 days ago. It would have been not Thursday.
Yeah, it's when I think you took your wife to Detroit for her birthday or something.
Yeah, I had to go to that. That was another, don't do that.
Oh, yeah, I had to go to that.
The museum part was fine, but the ice skating rink was... I sat in line for 40 minutes to pay for hot chocolate that tasted like hot water. And it was $7 per hot chocolate.
God, well, the more I listen to you, Stech Hensel, you are made for this podcast. This segment specifically, it brings out the best in you. I frickin' love it.
Well, I'm glad I can express it here.
Stech, do you have any thoughts on Eric's situation or?
Well, I only have a positive for him, but he didn't make it a positive because he was buying his gas at Walmart. Clearly, if he was going to Marathon, this would have been a positive, but I don't know. He's shopping at the competitors, so it could have been a positive, but I don't know. Eric, just
tell Marathon to open a gas station up closer to my house.
All right, we'll work on that.
Yeah, you got to increase.
I don't feel sorry for Marathon Gas Company one bit.
You got to help increase Stech's dividend. He needs that dividend.
You would think being friends with a guy that's like the second highest at Marathon, that he would throw us some loyalty points or some gas cards or some tips. Nothing.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you've actually asked him for those, probably, haven't you? Not jokingly, you've probably been like, dude, what do I need to do to get a Marathon gas card?
I used to ask him why the price of gas fluctuates so much, but after like 30 minutes of explanation, I just find myself falling asleep, so I just don't ask anymore.
It's OPEC, man. It's OPEC.
Nah.
Oh, we know it's not OPEC. That's the party line. No, you're the second highest guy at marathon, huh?
Not even close. But Eric thinks so.
I mean, second highest guy, that'd be like CFO or COO or something like that.
I have none of those titles, I can promise you.
Okay, well, we're gonna need we're gonna need a business card or some type of verification from your mommy, because she seems to like to verify all the things on this podcast that we question about you. So, all right, Jason Stechschulte, what is your get off my lawn situation?
Okay, my get off my lawn moment. So you've had a lot of coaches on here, Eric being one of them, but many other ones. So I have kids in high school sports and those that have moved on to college sports. Mine is the high school quitter mentality. So when you guys played, when I played, guess what? In high school football, I played freshman as a freshman. I played JV as a sophomore. Sure, I played a little bit of special teams or whatever. I played varsity as a junior and senior. In today's world, I would have quit, because if I was not like starter for sure by my sophomore year, I would have just quit and said like, well, the coach doesn't like me, and I'm actually better than that guy, but for whatever reason I'm not starting. So it can be applied to many aspects of life, but I see it especially in high school sports. My kids go to a very large high school, and we can barely have enough kids for varsity, a JV, and a freshman team. And a lot of the sports, we don't even have that. They might have barely enough for a varsity, or maybe a varsity and a JV. So that's my get off my lawn moment. And really thinking about it, like when you get later in life, you're going to have that boss you don't like. You're going to have that politician that you didn't vote for. You're going to have, something that didn't go your way. Are you just going to quit? Or are you going to suck it up and push on? So that's my get off.
Well, they'll quit. The people you're talking about, they'll quit and they'll blame it on someone else. You're way too nice when you call it a quitter mentality. This is my podcast, so I'm just going to say it. They're just pussies. So
they are pussies, yes.
But I'm sure, I'm sure Eric sees it. It's just, it's everywhere. And that when you find a kid, my guess would be when you see a kid who you can clearly see them push through the adversity, they're tough. To me, that's like an old school football player to us. That's like a Ray Nitschke to us. That kid is like we're like his Ray Nitschke, because we had that mentality back then, because your mommy and daddy weren't coming to save you back then. If you wanted to do something, you had to push through it. And if your parents were extra good about it and you came to them bitching, they'd be like, what are you coming to me for? If you want to play more, go ask the coach what you need to do to play more. Stop making frickin' excuses and work harder. But that doesn't happen anymore. Parents are complicit. A lot of parents are complicit. So
it starts with the youth sports though, right? Like, oh, everyone gets a trophy. Oh, like everyone did great. At some point, all right, no trophy. At some point, like, buddy, you got to play better. You got to play harder. You got to some feedback like that. But I don't think that's too acceptable in a lot of today's world.
Are you seeing that a lot in your high school, Eric?
Yeah, the unwillingness to overcome adversity is at an all-time high. The unwillingness to accept who you are and try to grow from that is at an all-time high. Kids kind of put themselves in like a pegging order, like, well, I was the JV tailback, but, there's two guys that are coming back on varsity. Maybe I just won't play this year, and then I'll try to play my senior year because those guys are graduating. And it's like, that's not going to help you, because can't just take a year off. And as kids don't stick to anything. Like, you try to tell them, give them a plan. Like, hey, just try this for like 6 weeks, and if it doesn't work, then walk away. But I promise if you do and you actually try, you're going to see all these gains and these improvements, and things are all going to work out. I promise you. Very few times as a high school coach you see a kid that really, really works hard and really wants to, doesn't have some level of success.
Yeah. Stech, how do you make what positive do you take from that, Stech?
It's a tough one. I guess hopefully if they're quitting, they're focusing on their academics and they're doing better in the classroom. We'll put it that way.
Well, they're probably not because math.
They're
If the
definitely not.
math's too hard, they're probably going to make up another bullshit excuse. So, but that's a good try, Stech. I mean, yeah, valiant effort. So, all right, here's my get off my lawn. I'll make it quick, and because this recently happened. So I was recently out of town for work, and as you guys know, I work from home predominantly, but on occasion I go out to clients and a colleague and I went out to dinner afterwards after the day was over, and we went to this restaurant that was supposed to be like this really big deal there. It was small town America, but it was a restaurant that some chef from Chopped and something else started, right? So we go there, and the food, look, let me tell you, the food was great, but this is what irritates me. You ever get a waiter or a waitress who they just think they're the shit, and they come up and they're like, "Are you ready to order?" You're like, "Yeah." And then you list off your order, and they're not writing any of it down. Not writing any of it down. Some can do this. Some can do it, but so they don't write it down, and then sure as shit, guess what? I didn't get what I ordered. So, and the guy I was with, the colleague, he's like, "Boy, don't you find it odd that she didn't write that stuff down?" And I was like, "Well, I'm sure she's done this before. She'll bring what we ordered." So she brought the appetizer. I mean, we ordered everything at once. She brought the appetizer, wrong appetizer. I ordered 2 appetizers. She brought the wrong one. Luckily for her, it was delightful, and I loved the taste. But the point I'm getting at is, if you're not good enough to get my order accurately, then you're going to have to write it down until you are good enough to not have to. Just a little thing that happened. Probably, most people probably won't agree with me. But part of this podcast is me needing to find a way to bitch about something, so that's what I'm doing. So there you go. The positive in this would be this is kind of a cop-out for me, but I always go back to it gives me the opportunity to find a positive in a shitty situation. One, it's not a shitty situation. I ordered food. I got food. I mean, I'm not the type of guy to turn down food, so I'm going to eat it anyways. So the positive is be like, all right, she's got all these different tables. The food was good that she brought. The incorrect food was good, so no harm, no foul. Yet here I am talking shit about her on this podcast, so I don't even know. So that's my get off my lawn.
You're expanding your palate. You didn't even know it.
Oh my gosh, fantastic, Eric. That is a good positive. Maybe if I wasn't so short-sighted.
I think you're just an ordering prima donna is what it sounds like.
Well, this is one of those places where you check out the menu before you go, because I was like, okay, that looks good. I've never had anything like that. Maybe to Eric's point, it'll challenge my palate and expand my versatility of what I want. So
maybe the aura of you just makes them so nervous that they just can't remember everything.
Could be.
They're like, this guy's obviously a big deal. He came all the way out here. He's wearing a hat that promotes his own podcast. This guy's important. I don't want to screw this order up. And then they do, and then they're like, well, I think you liked it, so it worked out. Did you tip him well?
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. I went straight from work, so I wasn't wearing a hat. So nice try. And when she first came to our table, just the way she asked something. She's like, "Are you going to the concert tonight?" And me and my colleague are like, "What concert?" And she's like, "Oh, the Dolly Parton concert." And right away I was like, "Oh, Dolly Parton's in town? I mean, I'm interested now." And she's like, "Well, it's not really Dolly Parton. It's like a local play that does Dolly Parton songs." I'm like, "Okay." But she said the reason she asked was, we're asking people because we're trying to, basically what she said in a nice way was, we're giving those people preferential treatment so that we can get their food out and get them to the event. And I said, well, no, we're not going. And but that's also why she took the whole order at once. Appetizers, entrees. She didn't take dessert, but so anyways. I don't think I intimidated her. All right, that's our get off my lawn segment. Now I've got questions. Some are football related. If you listen to the Derek Eby podcast, I made a comment about how this is turning into. If you watch this podcast, you're probably like, oh, this is just TSU guys only. That's what they do here. That's not what it is. We're not always going to talk about TSU and football, even though we will a little bit. So I'm trying to diversify and expand our podcast palettes. All right. I got questions. Let me see. What are we going to ask here first? All right. I'm going to ask each of you this question. I'm going to ask Stech Hensel first. All right, Eric. Zombie apocalypse happens. Realistically, how long do you think you're surviving?
2 days.
Why is that?
Dude, I don't think so. People say, like, they can go out and do all these things and live on their own and survivalists. I don't know if I could camp in my own backyard if I didn't have access to my house for more than a night. I'm not into it. I'm not trying to figure out how to do all that.
So do you at least outlast your family, or are you all going in 2 days? Like what's that look like?
I think I'm first to go. Yeah. My daughter might go before me, but yeah, I'm definitely the first to go. I'm tapping out.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. I mean, dude, you can live, you can go without food for a lot of days. So the fact that you think after 48 hours you're done, what are you dying from? Is a zombie getting you, or are you just?
Yeah, I'm probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let my guard down. It's gonna be something stupid. Like I thought one was dead, and then I'm making a fire and like bites my ankle, and I'm like, oh great, now I'm infected. Now I gotta do the right thing. I gotta do the right thing so I don't infect my family or turn. So I'm taking my own hands at that point.
But you realize what you just said. You're like, I thought it was dead. Yeah, it's a zombie. It is dead. It's not.
Well, you know what I mean. Isn't there a way to like kill him again? I don't know. I don't
gotta cut its head off.
No, see, I'm not into that. I don't get into the zombie stuff. I don't get into the sci-fi stuff.
Well, I guess that's why you will only last 2 days. All right, that's fair.
I can watch The Walking Dead or something and maybe learn something. My daughter was into that, and I'm like, this is the stupidest thing ever.
I think the first 5 seasons were good, and then. But anyways, I digress. Jason Stechschulte, same question. Zombie apocalypse happens. How long are you surviving realistically?
I mean, I'm lasting weeks, maybe months, but I'm not staying here. I'm going to Columbus Grove. I'm going to get off the grid, probably go to my parents' house because I got whatever you need there. So, am I going to outlast everyone? I don't know. My boys are pretty fast, so if we're getting chased, they're going to win.
Yeah.
Madeline's pretty mean, so she could probably take out some zombies. So I'll be somewhere in the middle, probably.
I like it. He says weeks, even months, and you're going to go off grid. It's so funny that Columbus Grove is off grid. Get to the Grove.
He's got like a bunker set up there.
I was going to say, is old Donnie boy a prepper? He's got an underground bunker.
They've been canning food for years.
He's got about 3 years of wood supply. So in the winter, right, he's going to be able to heat the house just on wood. We were there the other day.
You don't want to send smoke signals.
True, but it was 84 in the living room because that's how he likes to roll. Somewhere between 80 and 90 in his living room.
How old is your dad? How old's your dad?
He's approaching 70, but not quite there. So
okay, he's approaching. I mean, Don, if you're listening to this, there's no reason it should ever be 80 or higher in your home. Come on.
Agreed. You got to
want to have Bob's circulation tested. 80, 40 degrees.
Eric,
I would just sit there and sweat.
Yeah, I'm done. If it's over 70, I'm like, I got a towel around my neck.
Well, here's the thing. It causes him to fall asleep. So he falls asleep in the living room quite often because it's so hot. But at that age, he still runs like 5 miles every day, Eric. So I don't know.
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, if he's going to heat his house up like that, fall asleep, he's very susceptible to zombies.
Val, there's something to be said. There's the more numbers you have, you can fight off the zombies as long as you have enough ammunition. I don't know if Don's stockpiling that, but
Maybe
who knows?
not, but my brother and brother-in-law are probably stockpiling, so we'll congregate there. It'll be the central
All right.
base. They,
So you
they
got a
live in
bug
Columbus.
out bag.
Yeah.
Bug out bag to Columbus Grove. I like it. All right, here's one for you guys. So, you've got to pick one of these two. Let me see here. I've got them written down. So you have to live in one of these places for the rest of your life. Which one would you choose and why? Either a log cabin with it's got plumbing and everything. It's a log cabin with plumbing. Well, let's even say that it's got HVAC in it. Log cabin on 100 acres in Montana, or beachfront property in Florida, on the Gulf of America side, of course. You have to live in one of those places the rest of your life. Which one do you choose and why? Stech, you go first here.
Yeah, I'm taking the log cabin and the land. I think you both know this. Like, I don't really like people that much. So there's way too many people down in Florida. Like, Florida's good for a week at a time. It's not good to live there permanently.
Okay.
So that's an easy
fair.
pick for me. I think Paul Bunyan's going to pick the same one here.
Oh, he definitely hates people, so probably. Eric, go ahead.
Oh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go log cabin as well, even though I hear that people that are moving to Montana are a bunch of multimillionaires that you probably wouldn't want to be around. But 100 acres, log cabin, and fun fact, I grew up in Montana until I was like 11 years old, so it would kind of be like a homecoming for me.
Yeah, you're going home.
Yeah, so I could go back to the Rockies, and I've always wanted to go back and visit anyway, so now I can just live there. Plus, I think it might be more expensive now to live in Montana than on the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, 100 acres in Montana isn't going to be cheap, but
Hell no.
in this scenario, you can afford it. So,
Plus, I hate the heat, so I couldn't be down south.
well, the winters there are going to be brutal. They're going to be worse in Montana than they are in Michigan.
Yeah, I know that. I was there. Remember, I lived there.
Yeah, but you were 11. Did you really understand like how bad a winter was?
No, because when you're young, everything's just normal.
Right. All right. What's Eric? You go first on this one. What's your favorite vacation that you've ever taken?
Favorite vacation? Well, I haven't been on a ton. I think we went charter fishing in North Carolina in the Atlantic Ocean once. That was pretty cool. We went to like some small touristy towns in North Carolina, so that trip was pretty cool.
You got a dog barking. Big dog's got to eat. Charter fishing in North Carolina. I like it. How about you, Stech?
So I'm going to go not too far from him. So it's called Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Why do I like Pawleys Island, South Carolina? Because you've never heard of it, but it is like an actual vacation. So nice beach homes. There's lots of condos on golf courses if you're into that thing. But it's as close to being away from like all the hubbub, right? It's not that far from all the big beaches there in South and North Carolina, but it's more low key there and not commercialized like the rest of it.
So where's that in relation to like Myrtle Beach, or is it closer to Hilton Head?
No, it's like 45 minutes south of Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay. So you could fly in. Did you guys fly into Myrtle Beach, or did you drive?
No, we drove. So the kids were young when we did this, the older kids at least.
Yeah.
But I would go back there for sure.
Nice. I like it. See, I'm learning stuff about you guys. All right, we're gonna throw it back to. Oh, go ahead, Eric. You got a comment?
Nope. No, I've been muting my mic, so I try to limit
Yeah,
the feedback.
I noticed that. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing that. Here's one, and I'm trying to figure out the right way to word it. I don't know if I wrote it right. So here we are in 2025. You're a high school senior. You're the same athlete now that you were back then, right? So you're just 25 years later, and you're getting recruited by all the same schools. Do you think you'd still go to Trine? Stech, you go first.
100%. the main schools that were recruiting me were like Tiffin, Ohio Northern, Tri-State. There were maybe a few D2 schools that were a little further away in there, but between the friends, being able to play more of my career versus, if you go somewhere bigger, you may not have gotten the same opportunities. So
Yeah, but you don't, in this scenario, you don't know any of that. You know none of,
Yeah.
and you're a board of trustee. Of course you're going to say that. Come
Nah,
on. But yeah, everything you just said, you don't know that's going to happen. So, come on. The
hindsight's
argument you need to
20/20.
make, the argument you need to make is you're a hell of a football player, and there's actually less football players like you now than there were back then. So you probably get recruited by even more schools that are offering you more money.
I don't know. Remember, Josh, I was a quarterback, and I was more of a running quarterback than I was a pass. I could pass it, but it was more of a play action style passing game. So I don't know that too many colleges are looking for that guy these days.
All right. Well, we'll let you off the hook. I think if you were in a board of trustee, maybe you change your mind, but we'll let you off the hook. Eric,
It surely wouldn't have been Michigan.
Yeah, I was recruited a little bit by Malone, Walsh, and Tiffin, but a handful of these smaller schools in Michigan. But I would have to come down to probably money. So try and go into the Division III route. Man, I might have had to pull the trigger somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if the money was the same, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to dodge the question, but I had a great time.
Well, it's a weird question. I'm not sure what I was going for with it, anyways. But all right, I don't hate your guys' answers.
How about you?
All right.
We're gonna turn this around on you, Josh. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go with Hensel. Look, it's gonna come down to the money. Because look, full disclosure, that's the reason I initially went to Tri-State. They offered me the most money. And I went there, and luckily for me, I made a lot of great friends, and I had a wonderful experience, and it worked out for me. But if that wouldn't have happened, yours truly may have either been playing baseball at Capitol in Columbus, or maybe actually I might have been playing baseball and football at Capitol in Columbus. Maybe I would have been Capitol's version of Craig Neville's. Who knows? Or I would have just been going to probably Ohio State Lima for 2 years and then transferring to Columbus for the last 2. But, yeah. And there you have it. All right. So, I asked this question to Derek. I asked it to Otto. I don't think I asked it to Kyle. And you actually sent me your answers last week, Stech. But the question is, and I'm going to let Eric go first, if you could go back and change the outcome of 3 specific plays or situations in your college career, what would those plays or situations be, and how would you change it?
Let's see. Well, there were 2 in one game. I don't know. Maybe it was the same team. So either 2001 or junior year. I don't know. Remember Nate Norman from St. Ambrose? I don't know if that name rings a bell.
Yeah, he's a badass running back.
Yeah. So I had him in space once. We ran a stunt, and I was it was just me and him, and he juked, and I kind of stood there like an idiot. And I turned around, and he was already by me. That was I don't know. I didn't know what the weird thing was. It didn't really get brought up on film. I was like, oh, I'm going to get destroyed. And then
Nobody saw it.
I think it might have been the following year. Did we play them home and home? I know we went there in 2000, but did we play them in 2002? At home again?
I don't remember, but
So it might have been the same game, and I was supposed to go.
confirm it.
I was supposed to go inside on a stunt, and I went too far inside, and the running back took off on a 3rd and 6. I got a first down, and I think we needed to get off the field, and I got taken out of the game, and it was and Carlson was just chewing on me the whole time. Then, what game was it? Oh, Urbana game. when I hit the quarterback and the ball popped up and Potter caught it and ran it in, and he got caught at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been able to get up and catch the ball and run it in myself because we would have scored. I think Dom was about 3:15 at the time, and he ran out of gas towards the end.
Lots of just selfish answers. No one wants to go back and
You
change
said plays.
Yeah, but look. I mean, I said plays or situations. No one wants to go back and win a natty. What the fuck? Come on.
That's not the question.
Well, you can make it that.
Okay, I wish I would have had the game of games against Georgetown College and sacked the quarterback on every possession, and we would have got to the next round.
Oh, okay.
I think the only time I touched the quarterback that game is when he scrambled and ran me over.
Oh, shoot. All right, I'll cut you a break because the way I asked the question is it's individual plays. So, all right, Stech, what are yours? And if they're different from the ones you sent in the text, feel free.
They're not. They are the same. I think you were surprised at how quickly I had these ready to go. But
You did.
I had these ready to go. So all of mine are from my senior year. So play number one, St. Francis had scored late in the game. They're kicking the extra points. And the way our defense worked, right, like a corner from one side is going to rush all out, lay out, try to block the kick. I was that corner because I was fast. Kadir was the other corner on the other side. He was not rushing. He was there to defend if they ran a fake or whatever. Well, he decided on said play that he was also going to go. So now we have two guys coming from opposite sides, meeting at the same point right in front of the kicker. Let's just say that I dove, my helmet hit his leg and broke his leg, and that was the last play of his college career. So, Kadir.
Sorry, Kadir. Stech's selfish, and he wanted the block, and thus cost you the last play of your college career.
Yes. So that definitely is number one. Like immediately when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, that's number one.
All right.
All right. So play number two. Sometimes you think like, oh, I'm gonna make this fantastic play. Like this is gonna be a highlight reel, whatever. So we're playing Urbana, and they're not that good. And I'm pretty sure I know the play that's coming. And I did know the play that was coming. So it was like a rollout. The receiver's going to, run me down the field like 10 yards, try to stick it and come back. Well, I stick with him. I cut in front of him and pick it off. Like, all right, like I picked it off. I'm going to take this to the house. Except that he was right there and he grabbed my leg. So I'm like hopping, trying to get away from him. I don't get away from him. But here comes Lee Schultz. Lee's a really fast dude. And I'm like, I can just flip the ball to him and he'll put it in the house. So I start to throw the ball to him, backwards so it's legal. And the second I do that, another guy from Urbana flies in and basically takes the ball right out of my hands. So instead of us having the ball, we're still on defense. Sorry, guys. And Derek Eby mentioned number three. So the last quarter of the last game that Josh, Will, and I ever played in. So I have the career interception record, and this ball was thrown perfectly to me. And Derek, he's got like 3 interceptions already this game, or maybe 2 and dropped 1, but like
3. I think he had 3.
All right, well, he's having a fantastic game. Well, the ball was literally right to me, like this is going to be the easiest interception of my career, except at the very last second, Derek comes flying across the field in front of me and just swats it away right out of bounds. I'm like, what the hell was that? Like, I was half dumbfounded, and so never got another interception because Derek Eby swatted it away right in front of me.
No, yeah. Look, those are all great or great responses. I appreciate them, and it makes me. I start to remember them. But I'm trying to remember, and I should remember this because I think it was me. I think it was a homecoming game one year. I think I had an interception, and I took it back to the house, and you were leading the way for me. Am I remembering this correctly?
Who? I don't know.
It was a
I
home
don't know.
game, and they were coming out. They were coming out of their end zone. They were at like the 25-yard line. I intercepted it, and I weaved in and out and scored. And I think it was like on homecoming. And but
I don't
uh,
remember that one. I remember the Tiffin one because I'm like, man, this play is taking forever. You were like weaving back and forth. Everyone was dead, and then the play
yeah,
didn't even count. So I
no,
remember that one for sure. But
no. All right. So we got those three. All right. Name it. Okay. Who? I'm trying to think if I want to ask this question or not. It's not football related, but it's funny. Jason Stechschulte, who would play you in a movie about your life? They make a movie about Jason Stechschulte. Who's the actor playing you?
oh,
All right. Jason doesn't watch movies, everyone, so he knows no
no,
actors.
I I probably only watch funny movies. I don't know.
Adam Sandler, maybe he'll play you.
Adam, yep, that's actually what I was thinking. I'm gonna be Adam Sandler.
Oh, jeez.
Like in what is it, Grown Ups, where he's wearing the really baggy shorts down below his knees. That could be me. So I think Adam Sandler would be my pick. He might be a little funnier than I am.
Well, yeah, you're a pretty funny guy, Steck. How about you, Eric? Who plays you? Oh, that look, that checks out. I see that. I see that. Did you know that as soon as I asked the question, or did you? Yeah, but you're significantly younger than Kurt Russell. Oh my gosh. All right. Last question. I want to get your genuine thoughts on this, and I really want you to pontificate on it. Boom, got it in there. I always try to use that word. Um, do you genuinely? Because I do, in my heart of hearts, believe that this could happen. In theory, Steck talks about this hypothetical fifth year all the time, right? 5 years of eligibility. So they say everyone gets 5 years. You can go back 30 years. If you're in that time frame, you can have a fifth year. If you want to go for it, try it. Do you think that if let's just take the three of us. If you had 6 to 12 months, you don't have to worry about money. Let's just say that you're getting paid some type of NIL, whatever it is. Who cares? Money doesn't count here. You can literally quit your job and you just work out and train for 6 to 12 months. At 45, do you still think if you could do that, you could come back, run it back for a whole year? Training camp, 10-game season. Do you think you could do that? And if you could, would you want to do it? Steck, you go first.
At age 44, what position am I playing?
Corner. You're playing corner.
Yeah, not a chance. I can't even catch the cross country boys in my house, let alone somebody that's like fast at a sprint. So
Yeah, but
I
remember,
think,
6 to 12 months of training.
yeah, but 6 to 12 months of training is not going to make me quite fast enough. We'll just say, Josh. So
Not with that
I
kind
don't
of
think.
attitude.
Yeah, I don't have the right attitude. So no, nor do I think my body would last for enough plays for it to be worthwhile. So I don't think so.
All right. I'm surprised by that answer, but I think I already. Oh hell yeah!
Ooh, ooh.
And there's Hensel's answer.
Re- re-
You end
remember
up
the
being
guy?
the pro
Remember
for
the
him?
guy?
Go ahead,
The guy
Steph.
from the longest yard that's wheezing and falls over. That's Eric.
Um, okay, all right. Is it because you don't have the desire to put the work in to get ready, or you just don't have the desire at all to go out and play?
Oh, I have the desire.
You don't think it'd be as fun? I guess maybe in my delusional mind, I'm like we see the game differently now, and I think we understand X's and O's a little better, and we could just the way these kids play today because they're all pussies. We could just dominate them physically because they'd be like, oh, wow, they're out physicaling me. Like they might be faster and have more finesse, but they've never been. I mean, Eby talked about it. You're probably gonna have a couple guys get ejected, but you set the tone. You lead with the head. You knock out someone, and they're like, "Oh shit, these old guys mean business."
I so I forgot about this play. You brought it up. I'll quick mention it, but then I do have maybe a changed answer for you. So, do you guys remember the
Uh-oh.
play at Geneva when the guy tried to cut me but didn't? It was in the mud pit, and I pushed his helmet into the mud and basically tried to drown him in the mud. I believe the coach took his gum out and tried to throw it at me in said game. That also is one of my top plays that I forgot to bring up. But anyway, back to your original question. If I could guarantee that I'm allowed to play cover two on every play, Josh, I will play. Because I have no deep responsibility. All I have to do is hit the guy inside and then tackle whoever comes in the flat. I can do that. So
I think I could do that too because I have
if
no.
I'm
I just have a quarter that back. I have from the hash mark to the out of bounds line, right? Yeah, that's covered.
Yeah, but what are you going to do when you see that guy coming downhill straight at you?
Well, this is where the 6 to 12 months of training comes in. You just
You're
have
going
to
to
be
look like
willing to sacrifice.
you're going to look like the Bengals safeties against Washington for Pittsburgh. They're just going to dive out of the way, like I ain't touching this guy.
Oh shit! All right, look, guys, that's all I have. I wanted to just chat through some stuff, have some fun, and have this be a little different. Any quick comments or subjects that you guys wanted to chat about before we wrap this up?
I'm just
Yeah, this is fun. Look, I mean, what we need to do is just hang out and actually just have these conversations without recording them. But this is fun too because people keep seeing it and they're like, "Hey, I remember that." I mean, look, Kyle Chrisman, who he himself said is he's kind of introverted. He came on here and talked, and I had to. I don't know if you guys listened to the Derek Eby podcast, but I it was funny. I was trying to be funny, but I kind of talked shit about Kyle and Ike's pass coverage. And I was like, you know what? That might have came off wrong. I'm going to text Kyle. I'm like, hey, man, I might have said I might have talked shit about your pass coverage in this podcast. I'm just joking around, though. I mean, and he's like, it's all good. But because I remember those days, and those guys hated, correct me if I'm wrong, they hated getting out in coverage, right? Like they hated it. Sturgis would make comments like, I'm here to stop the run. I'm not here to stop passes.
yeah. Ike especially. I mean, he just wanted to hit the ball carrier or blitz the quarterback, right? Like
Yeah,
he just wanted to go downhill. I mean, Kyle, he could cover. I'll give
he
him some
could.
credit. He could cover.
Yeah, I agree. I know that they used to in practice. Sturgis hated getting into coverage, and when I say practice, like actually doing it. And I don't think Kyle liked to do it, but he did it, and he would do it well for a linebacker. But he also would prefer to just fill a gap and light someone up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I want to point out to the podcast, Josh Will is wearing a little bit of jewelry today, if you can see there. That is a 2001 MSFA Conference Championship ring, I noticed.
That's right. I was waiting for someone to bring it up. I got one. You want one? Go get it, son.
So probably for the listeners, so we've been kicking around the idea maybe 2026 is 25 years, so maybe we'll try to get everyone together up in Angola somewhere to celebrate and maybe get back together, not do this online, but do it in person. So
we're going to talk about that when we hang up here. I got a proposition for you. So, but look, thank you guys for making the time to come on here. I know that we all got busy lives and stuff going on, but it's always fun, catching up, shooting the shit, having fun, busting each other's chops, making fun of Kyle Crispin's past coverage. Kyle, I'll give you the opportunity to come on here and defend yourself. That's mostly why I'm talking shit. What's that? He was wearing. Remember the away game outfits that we had to wear, Stech, the zip ups.
Oh yeah,
Crispin rolled up in that at the game.
Oh.
It was awesome. So, all right, gents, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much, and thanks everyone for listening. Take care.
Get off my lawn. Don't turn around in my driveway. And don't drive slow if you're in the left lane. Scooby-Doo-bop-bop-a-deep-a-doop-bop-bop. Surrounded by real